Welcome back to Technological Frontiers.
Mm.
You know how this works, one breakthrough at a time. And today we're going to dive into the world of digital humans, where AI meets realism.
Oh, cool.
It's based on a really interesting article, same name.
Yeah.
It's by Hemant Joel.
Okay.
He's a technologist who, I don't know if you've read any of his work, but he always has his finger on the pulse of what's happening.
Yeah,
So if you like today's deep dive, definitely check out some of his other stuff.
for sure.
So digital humans, this idea of AI meeting realism, what exactly are we talking about here? Because it feels like more than just your typical avatar or chatbot.
Yeah, for sure. A digital human is basically a virtual being, created with all these, advanced technologies and stuff. And it's designed to look and act human, like with crazy realism, not just visually, even like behavior, emotional intelligence, all of that.
Okay, so they actually move and react like a real person.
Exactly.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And the market for this, I mean, from what I was reading in the article, it's exploding.
Yeah, it's huge. Gartner, they're predicting that by 2027, you're going to see a lot of chief marketing officers actually setting aside budget specifically for digital humans,
Wow.
like as part of their whole metaverse strategy.
So this isn't just some future concept.
Yeah.
People are actually putting money behind this right now.
Big time. Yeah.
Okay, so what's driving this massive growth? Why are digital humans suddenly everywhere?
Well, the gaming industry. I mean, imagine you're playing a game and the characters you're interacting with aren't just like, pre-programmed animations, but they're like these lifelike digital humans responding to you in real time, showing emotions. It's a whole other level of immersion.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
And it goes way beyond just entertainment, too.
Yeah.
The whole rise of e-commerce and social media, that's a huge factor. Think about it, instead of just endlessly scrolling through, product pages, you could have a digital shopping assistant who actually understands your style, gives you recommendations, even like helps you check out, makes it easy.
Yeah. Okay, so what happens when these digital humans become so real that we can't even tell the difference?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Is that a problem?
Well, it's something to consider. And we'll definitely, talk about the implications and all of that later on.
Okay.
But I think for now, let's maybe like break down how they actually create these things.
Yeah.
The technology behind them is really fascinating.
So how do they do it? How do they make them look and act so real?
So it starts with, 3D modeling and animation. Basically, artists use software to create the digital human's anatomy, like every little detail, to get that lifelike appearance.
So they're sculpting, essentially.
Yeah, it's digital sculpting.
Digitally sculpting a human.
Yeah, and then you've got motion capture. They're recording real actors, and they take those movements and map them onto the digital model. So that's how you get the realistic movements and gestures and all that.
So they're capturing human essence
Yeah.
and translating it into the digital.
And to really make it work, you need AI. So you've got AI-generated content, these algorithms that actually enable these digital humans to create their own responses and content,
Yeah.
to keep those interactions dynamic and unpredictable.
Oh, okay. So it's not just pre-programmed responses.
Right.
They can learn and adapt.
Exactly. And then you've got computer vision, so they can actually see and react to their environment, recognize faces, even like interpret emotions.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So if I smile at a digital human, it's going to smile back.
To an extent, yeah. But I think the most important element, the one that really bridges the gap, is speech AI.
Okay. Because that's how we primarily communicate, right?
Exactly. And it's a whole bunch of different components, like speech synthesis. That's what transforms text to speech. So it allows the digital human to, express emotion. So it doesn't sound robotic. It sounds more human.
So they can sound happy or sad.
Totally. You've got automatic speech recognition. That's their ears, so they can understand spoken language.
So they can hear us.
Yeah.
But can they actually understand what we're saying? Like, get the meaning?
Right. That's where natural language processing, or NLP, comes in. It lets them understand the nuances of language, the context, the intent.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's not just about recognizing words. It's about understanding meaning.
Okay. So NLP is what makes it a conversation.
Yeah, it's really what makes it a conversation, instead of just, exchanging pre-programmed phrases.
This is mind-blowing. Honestly, it's like something out of a movie.
It does feel that way.
But this is actually happening. And they're already using digital humans in some pretty amazing ways.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So what are some of the most mind-blowing applications of this technology right now?
Well, I think new media and entertainment, that's where you're seeing a ton of creativity. like virtual K-pop groups
Really?
where the members are entirely digital,
Wow.
or, lifelike characters in games and movies that like blur those lines between reality and fantasy.
Okay.
Okay.
But what about outside of entertainment? What are some other areas where digital humans are having a big impact?
Well, retail, for one, like consumer goods. Think of those virtual shopping assistants we were talking about. You walk into a store and there's a digital human there who can help you find what you need.
That's cool. So it's like a much more personalized shopping experience.
Way more engaging. And it's not just retail, it's also like, customer service. You call a company and instead of waiting on hold forever, you talk to a friendly digital human who can actually solve your problem.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
But what about like, are we going to lose that human touch?
That's a good question. It's a valid concern. And we can, explore some of the ethical considerations and the challenges in part two. But I think for now, let's just keep looking at the applications.
Okay, sure. What other areas?
Well, social media, you've got virtual influencers who are engaging with their followers. They're promoting brands. They're even collaborating with other influencers. It's like, where does the real end and the virtual begin?
Wait, you're telling me there are digital humans out there who have millions of followers and they're like shaping online trends?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's happening. And it's not just about marketing. They're also getting into healthcare, virtual companions for patients, offering support, reminding people to take their meds, providing information. Imagine a digital human who can help you manage like a chronic condition or just give you support when you need it.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Especially for people who maybe don't have access to, regular healthcare.
Right. And then you've got education. Imagine digital humans as tutors and guides who can like adapt to your learning style and give you a personalized learning experience. Imagine if every student had access to that kind of support.
That'd be incredible.
It would.
So who's actually building all of this? Who are the ones behind this technology?
Well, there's a ton of different companies and organizations. It's a whole ecosystem.
Okay. So it's not just like one company that's doing all of this. It's a collaborative effort.
Yeah, it's a pretty diverse group of players, actually.
Yeah, who are some of the big names? Like, who should we be paying attention to?
Well, first, you've got Blender.
Yeah.
It's open source software, so it's made digital human creation accessible to, like, anyone. From people just starting out to big studios.
So anyone with a computer can basically make their own digital human.
Pretty much. And that's led to, like, a ton of creativity and innovation.
Wow. That's awesome. What about for, like, professional use?
Right. Well, there's Realism.
Okay.
They're known for their tools like Character Creator 4 and iClone 8. And a lot of professionals in all sorts of industries use those tools.
Okay.
They've got this whole suite of tools for creating and animating digital humans.
They're kind of catering to the pros.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you've got Epic Games.
I've heard of them.
Yeah. They're the ones behind Unreal Engine, the game development platform. And they have this thing called MetaHuman Creator, which lets you create incredibly realistic digital humans super fast.
I've heard of Unreal Engine. Isn't that used in a lot of like really visually impressive games?
Totally. And now with MetaHuman Creator, it's easier than ever to bring these lifelike characters into any project.
Okay. So we've got open source, professional tools, and now like the gaming giants.
Yeah. And then there's NVIDIA.
Okay.
They make GPUs, graphics processing units, but they're also doing a lot in the digital human world. They created the Omniverse ACE platform. So it's a whole set of tools for making digital humans and virtual assistants.
So they're using their graphics and AI knowledge
Yeah.
to create these really sophisticated digital humans.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got a lot of big companies involved in this.
Yeah.
Are there any who are like really focused on the human interaction part of it?
Yeah, definitely. There's UnEQ. They're all about emotionally intelligent digital humans. So they're not as focused on, just making them look realistic. They want to make them understand human emotions.
So it's more about like companionship and assistance.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. So it's not just about copying a human.
Right.
It's about like understanding what makes us human.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
Oh, there's Synthesia. They're kind of changing how videos are made.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They've got this AI platform that uses digital humans to make videos, like professional quality videos.
Wait. So I could make a video with the digital human as the presenter.
You got it.
That's amazing.
Makes it way easier and more affordable.
So we've got all these different companies. We've got open source tools, professional grade software, gaming companies, AI specialists, and now even video production companies. It's incredible how much this field is growing
It is.
and all these different players involved.
And we've just scratched the surface.
Wait, there's more?
Oh, yeah. In part 2, we'll dig into the ethics, the impact on society, and then we'll look at what's coming next. Like, where's this technology going?
You got me hooked. I can't wait.
Cool.
Welcome back to Technological Frontiers,
Yeah.
still diving deep into the world of digital humans, where AI meets realism.
And picking up on that idea of all the different companies involved, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about Blender, Realism, Epic Games, NVIDIA, UniQ, Synthesia, but like,
Right. This huge field.
there are so many others. It's crazy how fast it's growing. One that's doing some really interesting stuff is Soul Machines.
Okay, I've heard of them. What are they up to?
Well, they're creating these like hyper-realistic digital humans, but their focus is on this thing called autonomous animation.
Autonomous animation. What is that?
So basically, it means their digital humans can generate their own movements and expressions, like in response to, you know, what's happening around them.
Oh, okay. So they're not just playing back pre-programmed animations.
No, it's more like they have this almost like a digital nervous system, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So they can react more organically.
Exactly. And that's what's really making them feel more, you know, real, like it's blurring those lines even more.
Okay, so we've talked about the companies, but like, where's this all going? What are the areas where digital humans are going to have the biggest impact, you think?
Healthcare. I think healthcare is going to be huge.
Yeah. In what way?
Think about it. Digital humans could provide care and support to people, you know, especially people who maybe live in remote areas or don't have easy access to doctors and nurses.
So like a virtual doctor.
I wouldn't say replacing doctors, but more like a digital companion
Right.
who can monitor your, you know, vital signs, remind you to take your medicine, maybe answer some basic questions, even offer emotional support.
Yeah.
So,
So not replacing human connection, but sort of like augmenting it.
yeah, exactly. Like filling in the gaps.
I like that. What else? What other areas?
Education. Education has massive potential. I mean, imagine if every student had a digital tutor who could really personalize their learning experience.
Yeah, like adapt to their learning style.
Right. And think about language learning. I mean, you could have a digital tutor who speaks the language fluently.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Right.
Sign me up.
And then customer service, obviously. I mean, that's already happening.
We talked about that.
You've got virtual assistants, customer service reps who are available 24/7.
Mako, more efficient?
Yeah. And they can access like these huge knowledge bases so they can answer all kinds of questions, solve problems.
So for businesses, it's a no-brainer. But what about for the customers? Are people going to be okay interacting with a digital human instead of a real person?
It's a good question, but, you know, the research is showing that people are actually pretty open to it.
Really?
Yeah, especially if the digital human is well designed.
Right. It has to be a good experience.
Right. It needs to feel natural, like you're actually talking to someone who understands you.
So as this technology gets better, those interactions are going to become even more seamless. I mean, what happens when we can't even tell the difference?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it raises all sorts of ethical questions, you
Yeah.
know, about, like, what does it even mean to be human? What about our relationships, our sense of identity? It gets pretty deep.
It's a lot to think about.
Yeah,
But it's important that we do think about it
absolutely.
because this technology is not slowing down.
No, it's only going to get more powerful.
So we need to be prepared for the implications.
Yeah. We need to figure out how to use it responsibly.
Okay. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about, the companies involved,
Yeah.
the potential applications, the ethical considerations.
The impact on society.
Yeah. It's been a pretty fascinating discussion.
It has.
But I want to go even further. Like, what's next?
Correct.
Where's this all heading?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Welcome back to Technological Frontiers. We've been deep diving into the world of digital humans.
Where AI meets realism. It's pretty wild stuff.
It is, and a huge thank you to Himat Jewell for that insightful article. Really got the wheels turning.
Definitely.
So in this final part, I want to look ahead. Like, where is this all going? What's the future of digital humans?
Well, what's exciting is it's not just about things getting a little bit better, you know? AI and all these related fields are advancing so fast.
Right.
We're going to see some crazy stuff, I think. Stuff that could totally change our world.
Okay, give me an example. Like, what kind of advancements?
Imagine digital humans so advanced, they don't just understand our emotions, but they have their own, like, actual consciousness,
Right.
self-awareness.
Hold on. Consciousness.
Yeah,
That sounds like science fiction.
it does, but researchers are already working on it.
Really?
AI systems that can learn, adapt, even be creative.
So you're saying we could have digital humans making their own decisions, having their own opinions?
It's possible, and that brings up all sorts of questions, right? About what is consciousness? What does it mean to be alive?
Yeah. It's like we're creating a whole new species, almost.
It's both exciting and a little scary, I think, but definitely not boring.
Okay, so where will we see the biggest impact?
Well, we talked about healthcare, education, customer service, but entertainment could be huge. Imagine virtual worlds with digital characters that are just like real people. Interactive movies, games, even virtual concerts.
Like a whole new level of virtual reality.
Exactly. And research and development. Digital humans could help scientists, running experiments, analyzing data, even coming up with new ideas.
Like digital lab assistants.
Yeah, they could speed up discoveries, help solve problems. They could even work in places that are dangerous for humans, like exploring the ocean floor or another planet.
Okay, I'm sold. What advice would you give to someone who's like totally fascinated by all this and wants to get involved?
First, read Hemant Jewel's article.
Of course.
Seriously, it's a great overview. And there are tons of resources out there, online, in libraries.
So do your research.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to, experiment, get creative. Who knows, maybe you'll make the next big breakthrough.
That's what I love about this field. It's
Yeah.
constantly evolving, always something new to learn.
Absolutely.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the world of digital humans.
It's been a great conversation.
It really has. And I think we all agree digital humans are going to be a big part of our future.
No doubt.
So thank you again to Hemant Joyal for the inspiration.
Yeah, thanks, Hemant.
And to you, our listeners, for joining us. We hope you learned something new, and maybe you've got a little inspired.
Keep exploring. Keep asking questions. That's what it's all about.
That's it for this episode of Technological Frontiers. We'll see you next time for another breakthrough.